Are you one of the 13.8 million American seniors living alone? Did you know that the critical actions you take in the first 30 minutes after stroke symptoms appear could mean the difference between full recovery and permanent disability, or even life and death? Today, I'm sharing 7 scientifically proven immediate steps that could save your brain cells and possibly your life if you experience stroke symptoms while alone. Most people don't realize that implementing step number 4 could increase your survival chances by up to 30%. According to recent research from Johns Hopkins Medicine, information that every senior living independently absolutely needs to know. Ellen, 73, was preparing breakfast in her kitchen when suddenly her right arm went numb and her vision blurred in one eye. Because she had learned about stroke warning signs and prepared an emergency plan in advance, she was able to act immediately, which her neurologist later confirmed saved thousands of her brain cells and prevented permanent disability. Step 1. Recognize the warning signs with Be Fast. How can you identify if you're actually experiencing a stroke when no one else is there to notice changes in your face or speech? According to the American Stroke Association and multiple studies from the Mayo Clinic, the expanded Be Fast acronym helps identify stroke symptoms with remarkable accuracy, even when you're alone. Be Fast stands for balance, sudden dizziness or loss of coordination; eyes, sudden vision changes in one or both eyes; face, facial drooping, especially on one side; arms, weakness or numbness in one arm; speech, slurred or confused speech; and time, noting when symptoms started and acting quickly. These 6 critical warning signs account for over 95% of all stroke symptoms and can be recognized even when alone if you know what to look for. Richard noticed his reflection in the bathroom mirror and saw that the left side of his smile wasn't working properly. He immediately recognized this as a potential stroke symptom rather than dismissing it as nothing serious. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke reports that every minute delay in stroke treatment means approximately 1.9 million brain cells die, cells that control critical functions like speech, movement, and memory that may never be recovered. This is why immediate recognition is your first line of defense when living alone. Place Be Fast reminder magnets on your refrigerator and in your bathroom today. Program the acronym into your phone with a detailed description of each symptom. Practice checking for these symptoms occasionally, just as you would practice a fire drill. The American Heart Association emphasizes that familiarity with these warning signs dramatically increases the speed of appropriate response during an actual emergency. Remember that some strokes present with subtle symptoms that are easy to dismiss as just feeling off when you're alone with no one to point out changes in your appearance or behavior. Don't wait for multiple symptoms to appear before taking action. Even one sign from the Be Fast checklist requires immediate emergency response. Your brain cannot afford even a few minutes of hesitation when stroke symptoms begin. Step 2. Call 911 immediately. Why must calling 911 be your absolute first priority after recognizing potential stroke symptoms? The American Stroke Association and every major medical authority emphasize that immediate emergency medical response is the single most important factor determining stroke outcomes. Emergency responders are specifically trained to recognize stroke symptoms and can begin assessment protocols even before reaching the hospital, saving precious minutes. They can also alert the emergency department to prepare specialized stroke teams before you arrive, further reducing treatment delays. Barbara's smartphone was in her bedroom when her symptoms began in the living room, but she had wisely invested in a medical alert pendant after her 70th birthday. With one press of the button, emergency services were dispatched while she was still unable to speak clearly. The Cleveland Clinic confirms that without immediate medical attention, the window for life-saving treatments like tissue plasminogen activator, TPA, closes rapidly, usually within 4.5 hours of symptom onset. After this window closes, permanent disabilities become much more likely, potentially compromising your ability to continue living independently. Keep your phone within reach at all times, especially at night when stroke risk increases due to blood pressure fluctuations. If your budget allows, invest in a medical alert system with automatic fall detection, which can summon help even if you become unconscious or unable to press a button. Program emergency contacts into your phone's ICE in case of emergency feature, and consider voice-activated emergency calling features available on many smartphones and smart home devices. These technological solutions provide multiple ways to call for help even when your mobility or speech is compromised. Call 911 the moment you notice even one stroke symptom. Do not wait to see if symptoms improve, call family first, or drive yourself to the hospital. The National Stroke Association emphasizes that every minute counts, with an estimated 2 million brain cells dying each minute a stroke goes untreated. Make the call now, even if it turns out to be a false alarm. Step 3. Position your body correctly. How should you position your body while waiting for emergency responders to arrive? Neurologists at Johns Hopkins Medicine and the American Stroke Association recommend specific positioning to maintain optimal blood flow to the brain during a suspected stroke. Proper positioning can help minimize damage while waiting for medical help to arrive, which is especially critical when you're alone and the wait might be longer than if someone were there to assist emergency responders. When Thomas felt sudden weakness in his left side and difficulty speaking, he immediately sat down on the floor with his back supported against the wall and his head slightly elevated. He remained calm and focused on his breathing until help arrived. The wrong position during a stroke can potentially reduce blood flow to the brain or increase the risk of aspiration if you experience vomiting, which occurs in approximately 15% of stroke cases, according to research published in the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases. If possible, sit down on the floor near a wall or sturdy furniture that can support your back, keeping your head slightly elevated at about a 30-degree angle. If you feel nauseated, position yourself on your side with your head still slightly elevated to prevent choking. Avoid lying completely flat on your back, which can compromise breathing if vomiting occurs. Also, avoid standing or walking, which increases fall risk and could lead to serious injury that complicates stroke treatment. These positioning strategies are simple, but can significantly impact your safety while waiting for emergency services. Take these positioning precautions immediately after calling 911 before symptoms potentially worsen and you lose more mobility. Even if you feel capable of walking or moving normally, neurologists at the Mayo Clinic advise staying seated or lying down once stroke symptoms begin to prevent falls and conserve energy for the critical recovery ahead. Step 4. Unlock your door for emergency services. Why is unlocking your door a critical action that many seniors forget during a stroke emergency? Emergency medical professionals from the American Heart Association report that delays in entering homes cost precious minutes in stroke treatment, minutes that directly translate to saved brain tissue. Every second counts when emergency responders arrive, and forcing them to break down a door or find another entry point can waste critical time in the narrow treatment window for stroke. When Dorothy recognized her stroke symptoms, she immediately unlocked her front door and turned on her porch light before calling 911, despite the difficulty of walking with sudden weakness on her right side. Data from emergency medical services across the country shows that approximately 11% of emergency responders face entry delays when responding to medical emergencies involving seniors living alone. These delays average 4 to 7 minutes, a time frame in which approximately 14 million brain cells can die during an active stroke, according to the American Stroke Association. Install a lockbox outside your home containing a spare key that emergency services can access with a code you provide when calling 911. Many local fire departments and emergency medical services offer special programs for seniors living alone, including registration of lockbox codes in their response systems. Consider installing smart locks that can be opened remotely through smartphone apps, allowing family members or emergency services to gain entry when needed. Some medical alert systems also offer this feature, with operators able to provide entry information to emergency responders. Set up your emergency entry plan today, before any crisis occurs. The National Council on Aging recommends that all seniors living alone have at least 2 reliable methods for emergency services to enter their homes quickly. Don't wait until an emergency happens to realize your home is inaccessible to those trying to help you. Step 5. Never take aspirin. During a suspected stroke, should you take aspirin when you suspect you're having a stroke? This seemingly helpful action could actually be dangerous. The American Stroke Association explicitly warns against taking aspirin or any blood-thinning medication during a suspected stroke before proper medical evaluation. While aspirin is often prescribed after ischemic strokes caused by blood clots, it can be life-threatening during hemorrhagic strokes caused by bleeding in the brain, which account for approximately 13% of all strokes. Helen almost took aspirin when she experienced sudden dizziness and facial drooping, remembering advice about heart attacks. Fortunately, she recalled reading that stroke requires different immediate treatment. The Cleveland Clinic confirms that taking aspirin during a hemorrhagic stroke can dramatically increase bleeding in the brain and raise mortality risk by up to 65%. This is why medical professionals must determine what type of stroke you're experiencing through brain imaging before administering any medications. Never take any medication, including aspirin, until doctors have performed the necessary scans and confirmed what type of stroke you're having. Instead, focus on the other steps in this emergency plan: recognizing symptoms, calling 911, positioning yourself safely, and ensuring emergency responders can access your home quickly. Keep a current medication list readily available for medical personnel to review, including any blood thinners or anticoagulants you regularly take, as this information will be crucial for your emergency treatment decisions. Wait for proper medical diagnosis before taking any medications, even those that might seem helpful based on information about other medical emergencies. The distinction between different types of stroke requires medical imaging that cannot be performed at home, making self-medication potentially dangerous. Step 6. Implement a daily check-in system. How can others help when you're unable to call for help yourself? Research from Harvard Medical School shows that daily check-in systems reduce emergency response times for seniors living alone by up to 50%. This is especially important for stroke, where symptoms can sometimes render a person unable to call for help but still conscious. A reliable check-in system serves as a safety net for those critical situations where you recognize something is wrong but cannot reach a phone or medical alert button. After William missed his morning check-in call, his neighbor immediately went to his home using a spare key and found him exhibiting clear stroke symptoms but unable to reach his phone. The neighbor called 911, potentially saving William's life. Studies published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society reveal that approximately 22% of seniors who experience medical emergencies while alone are discovered only because of missed check-ins or scheduled appointments, often within the critical time window for effective stroke treatment. Arrange for a family member, friend, or professional service to check on you daily at specific times. Multiple options exist, from simple phone calls to automated services that send alerts if you don't respond. Consider technology solutions like smartphone apps that require daily check-ins or motion sensors that alert contacts if no movement is detected during usual waking hours. Always provide your check-in contacts with a method to enter your home, whether through a spare key, lockbox, or smart lock system. The most sophisticated systems can even monitor unusual changes in daily routines that might indicate a medical emergency before a scheduled check-in. Set up your check-in system today. It's simple to implement and could save your life by ensuring someone will check on you even if you cannot call for help. The National Institute on Aging strongly recommends that all seniors living alone have at least one daily check-in protocol in place as a basic safety measure. Step 7. Create a visible medical information sheet. How can paramedics know your critical medical information when you can't communicate during a stroke? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends all seniors living alone maintain an updated medical information sheet in a visible, standardized location. This simple preparation ensures emergency responders have immediate access to your medical history, current medications, allergies, and emergency contacts, all critical information for proper stroke treatment decisions. When paramedics arrived at Virginia's home, they immediately found her medical information sheet on the refrigerator, learning about her blood-thinning medication that would impact treatment decisions. Emergency medical technicians report that having immediate access to medical information can save 5 to 10 minutes in assessment time, minutes that translate directly to saved brain tissue during a stroke. Without this information, treatment might be delayed while responders attempt to gather details from an unresponsive patient or search for medication bottles. Create a medical information sheet listing your conditions, medications with dosages, allergies, emergency contacts, primary physician, and insurance information. Place copies on your refrigerator, near your bedside, and in your wallet or purse. Many areas now recognize standardized programs like Vial of Life or File of Life that provide consistent formats and locations for this information, helping emergency responders find it quickly. Update this information whenever your medications or health conditions change, and review it with your doctor annually to ensure it remains accurate. Update this information today and ensure it's clearly visible from your front entrance. The American College of Emergency Physicians considers this simple preparation one of the most effective ways seniors can improve their emergency care outcomes, particularly for time-sensitive conditions like stroke. By implementing these 7 simple steps, you're taking control of your health and safety while maintaining your independence. Remember that preparation is your best defense against the devastating effects of stroke when living alone. With proper planning, quick recognition of symptoms, and immediate action, you significantly increase your chances of surviving a stroke with minimal long-term effects. Don't wait until tomorrow to put these life-saving measures in place. Your brain cells cannot afford delay. Have you experienced a stroke or helped someone during one? Share your experience in the comments below to help others prepare better for this emergency. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe to receive more life-saving health information for seniors living independently. Share this video with friends and family who live alone. The 7 minutes they spend watching could literally save their life during a stroke emergency.